State lawmakers are still negotiating a new state budget. Once they approve it, the budget is expected to include Governor Hochul's proposal to ban cell phones in schools. If approved, phones and other internet-enabled devices would not be allowed on school grounds during the school day. That includes during class time, lunch, and study hall periods. There would be some exceptions for students needing the devices for medical reasons, translation, or educational purposes. The governor has cited concerns about student distraction and the impact of cell phones on learning and social interaction as reasons for the ban. There is some opposition to the plan. The State School Boards Association wants local jurisdictions to have a say in how policy limiting phone use is put into place. Some parents worry they won't be able to reach their kids during an emergency. A group of charter schools here in the city is one step ahead. United Charter High Schools banned cell phones at all 7 of its high schools in the Bronx, Queens, and Brooklyn in the fall of last year. The school's CEO, Dr. Curtis Palmore, actually instituted policies restricting cell phones at other schools that he led dating back to 2011. And Curtis Palmore joins us now with more on this topic. Great to have you with us this morning. You've really been at the forefront of this issue. So take me back to that time when you finally decided it was time to eliminate cell phones during in your schools. You went around to your schools and you saw kids staring down at their phones, scrolling, kind of in a trance. Tell me more about that.
Sure, yeah, thank you so much. So, you know, last year when I joined the organization, I had an opportunity to do a tour in several of our schools. And when I was in one of our schools in particular, we had a student lounge where students in between classes had an opportunity just to, at that time, have a little downtime before the next class.
Yeah.
And when I walked in, I was very shocked to see that every student was glued to their cell phone.
Not engaging with each other, not talking, not doing their homework or studying.
Most of the students, they looked up and said hello to me or hello to their principal for like a brief second, but they were so locked into their cell phone.
Yeah.
And that was one of the factors. But the biggest factor is actually going into several classrooms and just seeing teachers spending so much time and energy on telling students to put their devices away and taking away from learning time.
So tell me what you see now, what the difference has been, the impact.
Yeah, so in that same school, at that lounge, now we see students having vibrant conversations, students into their books and their textbooks. We see students that are engaging with each other and having just being more interpersonal with one another. And it's been awesome.
Yeah. So some of your schools use the pouches that magnetically lock. The kids put the cell phones there. Others, the kids, when they come into the building, they put their phones in a bin and then they get them afterwards. Tell me a little more how this has sort of been working out. I know there's been concerns about the cost of some of these pouches. How did your schools really all sort of kind of put this all together?
The option with the Yonder pouch does give us the opportunity to have the students keep this on their person, which makes it a lot more seamless.
Gotcha, gotcha. I know there were concerns, I imagine, from parents, from students, certainly. Concerns from parents who may need to reach their child during an emergency. What happens at your schools if they need to get a hold of their child?
Well, overwhelmingly, the majority of the parents are definitely for this policy, majority of the parents. We have had a few parents that have been concerned about it. The school leaders and the operation teams at our schools have developed systems so that in the event of an emergency, they're able to get their phones back or they're able to release their phones and their devices in a very seamless and quick manner.
But those who haven't, what about those in the bins, though? What happens there?
They're able to get those phones out and disperse them very quickly.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
Talk to us, and you say really the idea of, allowing a cell phone usage during some parts of the school day, during non-instructional periods, is a mistake. Why?
You know, I think that there's such a missed opportunity for us if we were to really limit the time that students have to interact with each other. 4 years of high school will go by so quickly. And we really want to make sure that we're maximizing the instructional time, we're maximizing the social time that our students are having with one another. And for us to just limit that, I think would not be a good move for our schools.
And talk to me more about how this has impacted teachers in terms of their ability to teach. You mentioned how they were spending so much time telling your kids, hey, put away your cell phone, turn it off, pay attention. Less of that now?
Definitely seeing less of that. Our teachers, a number of our teachers this year, for the schools that started this effort this year, because several of our schools did have the policy in place, but we made it a ban across all of our schools this year. But some of those teachers have shared that they're engagement is much higher. The students are more focused on their learning, and they're definitely very happy that they don't have to take the time and energy to remind students about putting their cell phones away.
You obviously support the governor's proposal. We'll see.
Full
it looks
support
like
of it.
there is enough support to get this through. How transformative do you think that'll be if there is a statewide policy?
Well, I think it's a good start. I do think that legislation should also just think about schools like United Charter High Schools. We're in the forefront with many of my other charter peers and also traditional public school peers. And I do think there should possibly be a symposium or a group of folks that have already put these policies in place to maybe be advisors to school districts that are thinking about doing this work.
Dr. Curtis Palmore, great to have you with us this morning. We really appreciate your insight on this issue. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.